What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another video. So I think a lot of you guys will find this video very interesting. It's some sort of a rant towards Blizzard, because this is your typical example of the rich getting richer, while the majority of the player base will have to pay for it. And I think the numbers speaks for themselves, so we're gonna jump right into that. Firstly, though, the 10th of June was my birthday, where I turned 31 years old, and to celebrate, I'm doing a massive sale on the 0 to 10 million gold guide. So right now, by using the discount code with the link down below in the description, you can get 67% off. This is a book that's over 180 pages long and features all of the best methods and tactics that I personally use in order to achieve multiple gold caps. And even better, it never runs out of date, because once you have the book and there's a new patch or a new expansion, I update the very exact book and I send that updated version to you for free. So you don't have to worry about getting something that's going to be out of date in a year, right? And to all of you guys that have the book, really do appreciate the support and the nice feedback. And if you like the book, you're definitely going to like the VIP Discord as well. You can sign up now and use the discount code BIRTHDAY for 25% off for life. And just know that the VIP Discord will give you access to all of my YouTube videos before they go public on YouTube. And you also get exclusive content such as spreadsheets, gold making tips, investments, and much more. But you can find them both linked down below in the description. So what I want to talk a bit about today is patch 10.15. And how I think that it could be a disaster for the average Joe, and how people like myself will make a lot of gold on it. And we're speaking about the new craftable Naxxramas and Scholomance items and the materials required to craft them. And just as a disclaimer, I sold all of my investments before making this video. Like, for instance, I bought like 615 of the pristine black diamonds for an average price of 166 gold. Sold them for 1100 gold, so I made like 600,000 gold on those alone. I just wanted to get rid of them. I think they can go for more than 1100 gold. I just sold them because I didn't want to have anything to potentially gain from making a video like this. But I'm still going to keep on farming the materials and selling them, but like the investments, already sold them off, even though I believe that especially a couple of them will go way higher than they currently are. So my if we're going to say issue with patch 10.05, and don't get me wrong, I absolutely love these changes, how Blizzard are implementing old content, old looks, old transmog items back into the game. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a win-win. Collectors love it, gold makers love it. It gives you additional content. People that have never seen these appearances before, they now will. It's absolutely great. What I think is relatively concerning is the materials required to craft a couple of them. So if we look at something like the Shroud of Forbidden Magic, which is a cosmetic headpiece, it's not a cloth item or a leather item or a mail item. It's just a cosmetic. So every single class will be able to transmog this one. And look at the materials required: 100 Essence of Earth, 50 Felcloth, 60 large brilliant shard, 25 dark runes, and 20 ghost dye. Now, that's a lot of materials. That's a lot of materials, and this is one example. Another example is the Dawn of the Demise, which needs 8 large fangs, Essence of Undeath, and needs Arcanite and dark runes. Doesn't look like a lot. But if we're going to break down the numbers, let's say that there's 1,000 people in EU that wants to buy every single new appearance, right? And 1,000 people in NA. That's not a lot of people. We're talking about 1,000 people across every single realm in the entire US and EU. Pretty realistic, right? That 1,000 people in the US and 1,000 people in EU would want to get every single new appearance, right? That's just for like easy numbers. If we're not being optimistic at all, it's just 1,000 people that wants to get every appearance. And we then go and look at the total required materials. So a viewer of mine coded, he made like this spreadsheet to show you guys like all the total mats needed if you wanted to craft one of each item. So big credits to him for this one. But if we take a look at it, you can see that, for instance, if you would want to craft every single item that's new in patch 10.05 using Essence of Undeath, you would need a total of 501 Essence of Undeath. Now, if 1,000 people wants to get all the new appearances, you would need 501,000 Essence of Undeath. That's a lot of essences. Currently on EU, there is 3,600 Essence of Undeath. We're not close to 500,000 Essence of Undeath, are we now? So what happens is that the demand is way higher than the supply. So the prices goes through the roof. That's what we saw happening with the Pristine Black Diamond, where people, including myself, had to pay, as you can see, 3,400 gold. They were as high as like 6, 7, 8,000 gold as well, probably even higher on the US. And this could happen on a lot of materials this time around. So we can look at more examples. We have the Large Fang, just needed for one item, but you need 8 items to craft that one item, the weapon. And that would mean you would need 8,000 Large Fangs. It's a very hard item to farm. There's currently 238 Large Fangs. That's like 25 crafts on the entire EU, and you're sold out. There's no more on the auction house, right? And again, it doesn't stop there. You can look at any of the materials like dark runes. If you want to craft one of each item, you need 101 dark runes. That's 101,000 dark runes. On EU, there's only 7,000 dark runes, right? You can look at some of the more common materials like the Star Ruby. You need 36 to craft every single item. That's 36,000 Star Rubies. And there's 13 Star Rubies. So this one, not a big issue because you can also prospect and get those. But it's the farmed materials that could cause a lot of issues. You also have some lesser known materials like the Blue Sapphire, which you can also prospect, but 55 of those, or 55,000 of those. There's only 8,000 available on the auction house. If you look at something that you need to farm, like the, let's say, Black Dragon Scale, you need 16 to craft every single item with leatherworking. That's 16,000. There's only 1,000 available on the entire EU. Now, some of you guys might say something like, yes, but you don't know how many materials people have stockpiled. And that is absolutely true. That is the only variable that you don't know. We have no clue how many materials are off the market. But if you look at the supply to the auction house ahead, like before they announced the Naxcraft and the materials required, and now there's actually more materials on the auction house now because people have been farming them. So yes, some of them, definitely, people will have them stockpiled. So I'm not going to tell you guys to go and just buy all of these items because there's not enough on EU or US, because you might have people stockpiling them. But how realistic do you think it is that people have 15,000 Black Dragon Scales on their bank, 15 times the entire quantity on EU? I don't think it's very realistic. So at 11 gold each, it might be a good purchase. This was just a couple of examples, but like, it doesn't matter which material you pick on this list. It's like Ghost Die, which is, you need 60 Ghost Die for one of the crafts alone. If you want to craft everything, that's 136 Ghost Die. There's only 486 Ghost Die on the auction house out of 136,000 needed if 1,000 people wants all the crafts. So it's interesting numbers. I'm wondering why Blizzard put some of these materials relatively high. When you look at some of the items individually and you need like just 10 times the materials to craft the items as you needed for similar items back in the day. It's I don't know. I think it's very interesting though, because it will force people to go out there and farm and be in the old content. However, I predict that people like you and me that's into the gold making scene, the people watching this video, the people that's in my VIP Discord, the people that has the gold guide that got given this information early on and have the capital will be able to just buy these materials cheaply and sell them for massive profits when the patch is out, and like all the casual Andes just wanting the transmog is ready to purchase the missing appearances. So I would love to get your opinion on this. What is the issue? Is the issue that no one has been farming these materials in the past because there's been no real use for a lot of them? Is the issue that the material count is too high? I do realize that Blizzard added a bunch of new items, so they couldn't just make every item need one of each material. It would be flooded with crafted transmog in the auction house. But it's going to be super interesting to see where this is going, and there's going to be a lot of gold made, which I think is absolutely beautiful. But yeah, please let me know what you think about this down below, how much gold you've made so far on your investments. And as I said in the beginning of the video, do not forget to pick up a copy of the 0 to 10 million gold guide for 67% off using code BIRTHDAY. And you can also sign up to the VIP Discord with 25% off using code BIRTHDAY. That's pretty much it though. Thank you guys so much for watching this very long video, and I will see you all back in at tomorrow's video. But until then, bye bye.